Thank you very much, sir. I heard thought-provoking speech of the leader of the House. I very closely watching, hearing the speech made by the leader about the reservation and various issues in the last 75 years he brought to the notice of the August House. I am not going to react on these issues. Sir, only one word. I appeal to the President and the leader of this House. Now the overall issues on reservation has to be the House itself has to apply its mind what all happened in the past, whether we should give reservation only on the basis of the poverty in this country who are suffering, even with all the reservations what we have given in the past, has not lifted the people who are still suffering 2 square meals a day. On the basis of that, the House should, irrespective of political party consideration, the House should think over reservation should be continued on the same lines what has happened, or only who are suffering with most poverty, the living condition is so bad in the villages. Only that much I can say. If the House thinks over and the leader thinks over, this can be thought over by the Honorable Prime Minister before taking any decision on the reservation. Sir, I don't want to make a long speech. Just I would like to say a few words about the glorious 75 year of Constitution we are debating in this House from yesterday. Sir, yesterday I came, the last, when the House was about to rise. I was not keeping well. Your good self has given an opportunity today to speak about this glorious 75 years of the Constitution. Sir, I welcome this discussion to mark the 75 years of adopting the Constitution. The Constitution drafted under the leadership of the great Dr. Ambedkar has withstood various pressures and politics of our time. The Constitution could withstand the various pressures and politics because of the democratic guarantees it was able to offer. Its great vision was understood by the poor and oppressed of our nation. If they had not seen hope in Dr. Ambedkar's vision, if they had not understood that it is the only savior of the future, they would not have become Ishwar's guardians. It is important to remember that whatever the Constitution has been abused or threatened, the people have punished those who threatened it. The Constitution has meant everything to me. If, as a son of a poor farmer from a remote village and become the bottom of the caste order, I could become the chief minister and the prime minister. It is only because of the Constitution made it possible. Sir, when I become the prime minister, whatever corner of our nation I went, people told me that my rise to the top gave them great hope. They thought if any ordinary person like me from an ordinary background can make progress, they too could make progress in this country. The people openly told me that my rise had given them hope in our democracy. Whatever the elite and illustrious Delhi said, whatever conspiracy they hatched, pulled me down, how much ever they ridiculed me by my dress, how much they have my language and my accent. People in every corner of India celebrated my rise. For them, it was a celebration of the potential and diversity of this nation. It is therefore, as Prime Minister, I found a great satisfaction in working for the neglected part of our nation. I was the first Prime Minister to spend 7 days in Northeast, and after an economic package to the region was given by me 6,100 crores, and also a monitoring cell in the PMO's office was constituted, and Shukla Commission make a detailed development plan of the region. I was the only PM visit Kashmir in 320 days. I was hardly there for 10 months, and I conducted the election during that period, and it was purely on the democratic process. Thereafter, the government was established by then Farooq Abdullah. Sir, I would like to recount here what happened 50 years ago when the Constitution was suspended, when the emergency was declared. Nearly the entire political opposition of this nation was sent to jail, and youngsters of this generation do not realize how bad situation was then. I too was sent to jail at that time. When I was put in jail, my father was unable to withstand the mental pressure of the imprisonment, and as a result lost his mental well-being, and eventually he died. This was because to see him created deep fear in him, that those people who goes to him said, your son will not come out of jail, because the emergency was clamped by Madam Indira Gandhi. Earlier, my father has lost 3 sons and his wife due to epidemic. Now, when he lost his mind, I was the only son. He was unable to bear the mental agony. During this period, he expired. I was sent to cremate by parole to my village. I don't want to say what all I have suffered during that period. So many people, thousands of people have gone to jail. Several important leaders were kept in jail, and I don't want to say their names. During the emergency period, lakhs of people have gone to jail. Many at that time went to my personal experience for the political belief and democratic values. It is all done for political survival of just one person. Sir, I would like to mention few words. It is during emergency that the nation has realized the liberties and freedoms that the Constitution had guaranteed us. We have one of the finest constitutions in the world. The architecture ensures the balance of power between the various institutional pillars of our democracy. If recognizes our diversity and our federal structure, and at the same time ensure there is enough power at the center to hold everything together. After the end of one-party era in 1997, India has successfully demonstrated the broad coalition could do much more in terms of development and protected our democratic ethos. I ran a coalition of 13 parties for the first time, and the democratic credentials of that diverse government I led has been well recognized. I have been well recognized. This was possible because of the letter and spirit of the Constitution. The simple rule I followed was, if you followed the Constitution closely and faithfully, then there was little chance of my government making any mistakes. This, how to remain closer to the word and spirit of the Constitution, is continuous effort. We must never give that effort. I conclude by paying rich tribute to Baba Sahib Ambedkar on this occasion for giving his vision and genius to the drafting of the Constitution, and to all the great souls who have fought to preserve the sanctity of our Constitution. May we celebrate the centenary of our Constitution and its many centenaries that lie ahead in the glorious future of this nation. Jai Hind.
धन्यवाद. सुश्री सुष्मिता देव, 3 minutes.
Dhanyavad, sir. I think the shortest way to show our allegiance to the Constitution is our oath of allegiance.